internet. Burn and learn. Woohoo! Instead of beating myself up or getting all depressed about the fact that I haven't exercised, I thought, why not just get on the torture device and do it? So I did. On my wife's suggestion, as always. So yeah, I just did 35 minutes on the torture device, and feel as sick and horrible and sweaty as I always do. So that's the problem with exercise. Oh, anyways, look, I should say, this is a burn and learn, and a burn and learn is my bit to stay alive and fit long enough to raise my amazing son and to enjoy the coming twilight years with my brilliant, beautiful wife, Jane. I hate exercise. I hate everything about it. I hate the before. I hate the after. I hate the during. So what I like to do is learn something while I'm doing it, and then I like to share what I've learned with you in the sweatiest way possible. Thus, I am here in my Splatoon t-shirt, sweaty as ever, and back in your whatever screen it is you're watching me on. So, yes, today I continued watching Unnatural Selection. I'm on episode 2. It's fantastic, a David Ishii recommendation, but it has a lot of my friends in it, my new friends in it. David, God, what amazing stuff that he's doing. And of course Josiah, who just, what a fantastic character that guy is, and just so passionate and excited and just wonderfully odd, and brilliant, basically. So they're both, they all are. What they're doing is just remarkable. So great series. Have a look. Unnatural Selection. As I say, I've watched the first 2 episodes, so don't ruin the rest for me. But I'm really hoping to sort of catch up with David at some point, David Ishii, and maybe chat about it with him, because I got a sense of what he was doing when I was at the biohack convention, or the bioengineering convention is a better way of putting it, I think. Biohacking, I think, does sort of scare people. But really to sort of see him at work and stuff in this series is really great. And also Josiah as well. Just the nature of how he's doing what he's doing. So just brilliant. Anyway, speaking of biotech, get this. So I now wear glasses full time. I used to have 20/20 vision. It's the weirdest thing in the world to suddenly have to wear these big awkward things. But I do, so I do. I've also, I'm deaf. So I got hearing aids now. I've got these cute little things. I'm not wearing them now because I'm exercising, and I don't think you're supposed to get them all sweaty and gross. But these little babies here, they're Bluetooth, so I can control them with my iPhone. They're fantastic. The phone, all of a sudden, I used to hate being on the phone. I can now do the phone because it's in my head. Well, when they're in my head, it's in my head. And the same thing for podcasts. And the other thing was, when I put them on, I went outside and I suddenly went, oh my God, there's so much going on that I'd missed before. I actually got kind of emotional about it because I was like, but what? I didn't know. It was like somehow being able to see again. It was just, it was kind of remarkable. So I love these things, but you can't program them yourself, or you probably can, but I got to figure that out. So I want to figure out how to program them myself because only audiologists do it right now. I also want to figure out, I've got a bat detector. That listens to high-frequency sounds, converts things like, bat chirps into something we can hear. You can hear the high frequencies coming off of keys or open tin cans and stuff, of pop and things. And I thought, I know this. I got to integrate these two together. I want to be able to stream what you can do with this into here, and I want to figure that out because I think that would be amazing. I also have just picked up the coolest electric wheelchair. Baz and I went and picked it up from this lovely woman who was looking to get some space in her apartment. Her dad refused to use this thing, or only used it a little bit, so she's tidying up. She gives us a wonderful deal on it. She was really excited about the fact that we're going to be using it with the kids on Tech Bandits. So the idea is I want to create some fun, practical robot stuff that these kids can see and that can be sort of assistive in nature. One of the first ones is I want to take this beast. So this is the rover. So this is my giant granny cart, as my wife would call it, that I put all my robots in and I cart it off to the school. I like it because it's big, orange, and has giant wheels that look like the rover. And so what I'd like to do is attach this sort of the motor system to this thing and have it sort of follow me into the schools and stuff, and then show the kids how this stuff can be done. And just the key for all of this Tech Bandit stuff is to it's not about like step-by-step how to do stuff. It's about like, look at this. Don't you want to know how to do this? Go on and find out. Because I think once you're inspired by something, you will dive in, you will learn more. And as a kid, that's what worked for me. And then the last thing which I'm going to mention, I'm going to touch on today, because I don't even know whether it's worth bringing up or not. My doctor's been testing me for ADHD, which was I was like, what are you talking about? That just seems so weird to me. I've been suffering some other sort of issues with my ups and my downs and my moods and my anger and just a bunch of different things that were concerning me and my wife. He suddenly brought this up and gave me these tests, and I started going through stuff, and it was just extraordinary how things fit in, how I fit into this model so well. And I don't think just because of hypochondria. It was just remarkable how it addressed so many different elements. So I'm going to go talk to him about that today and see whether there is actually a diagnosis or what the deal is and what I'm supposed to do about it. But I've obviously managed it up until now. It was again very sort of liberating to hear that there may be like a reason for some of these things that happen. Someone had recommended in one of my on the Twitch stream or something. Someone had mentioned How to ADHD YouTube channel. And if anyone has any debates about that stuff, go check it out because she's amazing. I mean, she's funny. She's fun to watch. Incredibly informative, incredibly insightful about this stuff. So definitely like 2 thumbs up from there. I'll put the links to this as well. Probably when I get back from the doctor so I don't have to run. Yes, just a little update on my life. Now that I'm all sweaty, for some reason I feel that that's the time to share it. Really exciting about Twitchmas, as my son and I are calling it. We're really excited for him to get off school on Friday so we can start doing some more Twitch streaming, which we're just loving. I had a great time with Jack Jasper yesterday doing some. He does all the work. He does all this sort of drawing and graphic design stuff, and I sort of sit there and pipe in on things because he's working on Tech Bandits logos and Iron Ham logos, both of which are really cool. And I'm going to put them on T-shirts, and I'm going to let you have some. So, and I might even pick out a few people to just sort of send them to randomly on my Patreon page. So, Patreon, I got to pitch it again. Sorry, folks, but Tech Bandits, any help I can get to make that happen. I mean, obviously these wheelchairs are cheaper, but they're not cheap. And I really think it's important to get this stuff involved. So if any help I can get with the Patreon would be amazing. Even if you just come in for a month and help out, that would be just amazing. So do check that out. Have a look, and if you can, then that'd be fantastic. And I'm hoping to have lots of stuff that relates to that coming up in the future. So I better go. I'm rambling on. There's probably another ADHD personality trait, I'm sure. So until we geek again, which hopefully will be soon because I should be doing this more. Cheerio.